is your first time here. And we just share basically, we all take turns, and tonight is a pretty special night because I have two of my members, Judy Batten and Judy Lester, who are sharing for the first time. So I'm really excited to introduce them. We share our stories basically about products or maybe things that Young Living has helped us with. So these two beautiful ladies are going to share tonight, and Judy Lester is unmuted. So I don't know if that means she wants to go first. Because we didn't.
Filming for the last 3 hours, so it's enough.
Okay, you want to
got in. Actually, I was my Wi-Fi. Well, I only got home 15 minutes ago. Anyhow, I'm here now. Might as well
okay. Do you want a moment? Do you want a moment? Do you want Judy Batten to go first?
That's fine.
Are you okay, Judy B? So these two ladies, by the way, also, and Marguerite, who's here as well, it says kiosks iPhone. Her phone never says her own name, but the four of us traveled to the Northern Lights Farm back in September. So we had our first visit, well, not my first farm visit, but these three ladies had their first farm visit. So that was super cool, but that's not what they're talking about tonight, I don't think. I'm not actually really sure what they're talking about. So I'm going to hand it over to them, and I hope you guys enjoy the night.
Oh, I'm up first, am I? I didn't realize I hadn't unmuted. Usually I mute everybody without posting. Here I'm Judy Lester, as you can see there, and as Tina said, so yeah, I've been with Young Living now for 5 years this month. Started with Tina with oils, and where do we go from there? We just kept more and more things, of course. And when she asked me what I'd do, she said thieves would be because that's probably when anybody asked me what to start with, I just think thieves cleaner just replaces so many of the toxic, harmful ingredients in our homes. But this is about me. What helped me? So I decided to do the Bloom skincare line. When I first started, I started with the oils, and it's probably within a year I purchased the Art skincare line, and before this was like back in the early days, and I had no, I wasn't putting myself out there in videos for anything at that point. But I did do a video actually, and I went right into all the ingredients and the actions and all that. And you know what? I hadn't even looked at the ingredients from Bloom I guess when it first came out, which was back in, I think it was the 2020 when we did the convention virtually together, a bunch of us. I remember the Bloom. I remember Catherine in our group saying, and we all said, "Oh, that looks so nice." She said, "I don't want that silly headband. I've always been going to color. Cut it out and color or make her one." So if you're listening, Catherine, you might get that. But yeah, so I decided to try the Bloom, and it did make, I've really noticed that my skin's far from perfect and will never be perfect, but I've noticed a huge difference. Overall, my skin has been the best it's been since probably pre-puberty. I guess even when I think back to pre-puberty, I had issues with a little bit of eczema and stuff but yeah, my skincare was always quite basic. And then, in the teen years, adolescence, you start trying out, I think it was Bonnie Bell 1006 and all that back in the day, all the step-by-step skin regimes we did as teenagers. And I, tried masks and different things like that, whatever. But I always had, unpredictable breakouts, of course, when you at least wanted them and stuff. So, and it, as an adult, then I went on to develop rosacea. And coincidentally, when I think about it, the first time I had an episode of rosacea that was significant was following a professional facial. I don't know what popped up in the chat. I haven't been looking. I'm bad at this because I'm not used to being changes. Okay, all right. doesn't concern me at all. Okay. I always tell people to unmute if they want to ask me something or stop me if I'm rambling too much or whatever. Anyhow, yeah. So where was I? Yeah, I went to the professional at the spa. You know, who goes to a full day spa thing and comes out feeling worse? Like I was stiff from like I had a massage and stuff from being on the table, laying so long, sitting still so long, get my nails done and all this stuff. But the facial, I can't remember what the product was, but it was one of the like, you know, high end ones that are supposed to be really good. After I had that, my face was a state for it was just the redness, and then I started getting, and I mean, I expect after a facial to have breakouts because it is, you know, getting the toxins out. So usually that brings it to the surface. But anyhow, yeah, I didn't go back and I never used that stuff again. But I've tried, like I tried, you know, the Clinique, the Clarins, the a lot of high end things, and nothing really worked well. Like I'd used a product for so long, like I don't know, Mary Kay I used for a while, and then Airbon, and sometimes it worked for a while. It's kind of like a honeymoon when you change a product, that it will clear things up, and then you go out, you know, after a while, it starts coming back again. But I've been using this consistently now since I'm going to say easily 2 years, and I haven't regretted it. Like I haven't wanted, okay, this isn't working yet. That hasn't happened. um, yeah, I did go see a dermatologist, like probably in my late 30s. I was started to get the rosacea acne, which is really special, right? When you, it's not only is it unpleasant to look at, you feel like you know, your face, you feel like your face is weighed down by this huge zit that sits that nobody can see and beyond. But not only it's uncomfortable, they're sore, you know, they're painful, they're so and I used to find like working in a hospital, you know, pre-COVID, wearing masks during it. If I put a mask on, my face would be so red afterwards. And now, I mean, here we are, masks almost everywhere for a long time, and I didn't find that near as much. So yeah, so I saw the dermatologist, and I went through laser treatments and things, different light, what is it, the IPL? I can't remember what it was called now. Intense pulse, whatever it's called. He did 3 or 4 different treatments at the clinic there, and prescribed oral medications and topical stuff. And like I used, is it Dermalogic, La Roche Posay, all those ones that were recommended by the dermatologist. Finally, he said to me, just try, what's the one? You can get it at Costco, the big thing. Claire's not, well, it'll come to me at some point. But anyway.
Cetaphil.
Pardon?
Cetaphil. Cetaphil?
That's the one, yes. And, you know, that's supposed to be pretty mild and stuff, but I still got my breakouts and stuff. So, yeah, so I tried the art line and did find it quite good for a while. Like I said, I put this video together and, you know, I talked about it and thought it was wonderful. And then I started getting a few, you know, off and on. So I decided when the bloom, I thought, okay, I'm going to try that one. So I do have a lot of unevenness too, like, you know, the black circles, the red here, and just, you know, sun damage, of course. Didn't wear sunscreen as a child. Probably didn't until I had a child of my own, and I started being a little bit more conscious of these things. Yeah, so now my skincare consists of, and I used to think too, like 3 steps, that's too much time. I don't have that much time, but really it's not time consuming. It's, you know, you have to make these time for these things, wash your teeth, brush your teeth, all this stuff. So I have, and I have to stake this for a toothbrush in the morning one time when I was half asleep and put it on my toothbrush. I just had it in the wrong place. But yeah, so the Bloom Brightening Cleanser, this is what I use every day. And since maybe 6 months ago, I saw somebody had put a presentation or whatever post that they actually dilute it. So making 3 foaming bottles out of this. So I do that. With a third of it, I'll put a third in the foaming bottles, soap bottles, and just fill it with water. So I'll use that in the morning. And then I also saw somebody else use it. They said to cleanse twice, like you know, usually shampoo twice. So I don't do that every day, but some days if I feel like, yeah, let's give it another little wipe, rinse, well, whatever. So this is my cleanser, and of course I have the brightening essence, the toner, which is something that I too thought was like an astringent, that was just for oily skin, you know, and I had stopped using that. As I said, you know, it was an extra step and probably wasn't necessary, probably drying, but no, this resets your pH balance. And this one is just so nice. It just feels so good on your skin. Have you tried yours yet, Tina? Okay, we'll talk later, see what your preference is now. And this is the brightening lotion, or yeah, I put my glasses on. Brightening lotion moisturizer, the lighter moisturizer that I use mostly in the daytime. And then at night, I use this and this DIYs. So this is my eye thing. See, face and eyes. The labels are still this that have been on for months. I just reuse them. It's only me using it, so I just refill them. So this one is for my eyes, and this is the lavender, rosemary, and a little bit of blue tansy, a little bit of what else did I put? Melrose, I think, in this one. Sometimes I change those up depending on what I feel I need, but very simple. And I never thought I'd put oil on my skin, like, you know, it just seems wrong. seems, especially on my face, I should say. I guess on other parts, with dry skin, oil is fine, but it does feel really good. And I forgot to bring out my little, I have the roller, but I have the gua, I've forgotten how you pronounce it even. The stone, that's a really nice addition to that as well, with the oils at night. And for my prepared nighttime moisturizer, I still have some of this art, so I'm still kind of using this one. I know Bloom does have a, it's still in the US market. I don't think we have it in Canada yet, but that's probably next on my wish list for things to get. So in between the regular quick washes, you know, occasion I'll use it. This was one thing I purchased in the early days too, and I use it. It's a really nice exfoliant, the mint, so refreshing and gentle too. And one of my very faves is a charcoal mask. And as I said, you know, I've tried masks in the past. One previous favorite was also a DIY, but wasn't Young Living. It was just like oats, I think, and honey for one step, and then yogurt and apple cider vinegar. That was a really nice one too, anyway. But this one's already prepared. It's lovely. Just squeeze it out of the tube and put it on your face. And I really hadn't gotten into doing facials on a regular basis until we had our spa day at Tina's. That I think that was at January social gathering, but we made masks with the bentonite clay, and that was really that's kind of this is like I said, this is prepared, easy to just squeeze out of the tube. So yeah, it's so good. So I don't know how much time I've been talking. Like I said, I've been talking for hours, so I could keep going. I'm probably done. That's enough of my story. Yeah,
Thank you so much, Judy.
I didn't time myself, but hopefully
that's good. If you're finished, if you're finished,
yeah, people
that's
got things
good.
to do.
Or if you want to add anything, that's
No.
go for it. No, you're good. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that.
Oh, I could just one off the cuff thing. I did look at I do remember one ingredient is in the Bloom, and it wasn't until tonight that I looked up what it was, the plumeria flower extract. Plumeria is from the frangipani flower, which is a flower I have been searching the whole world to find. No, it's, and my husband always spoke of the beautiful scent of the frangipani flowers where he grew up in East Africa at his grandmother's house, and he always raved it. And so we almost every southern place we've visited, we've gone looking. I've gone off in resorts. I've gone off the resort into the woods. It's not woods really, it's more like tropical woods. Trying to find them, but I have never found one, but now I have it on my face, so I'll find it someday.
Perfect. Thank you, Judy.
Okay. You're welcome.
Okay, Judy B, you're up.
Judy B is up. Yay! Yay, Judy. That was awesome. I do love the Bloom line as well. That's probably my favorite. I just recently bought the art line and I do not like it nearly as much as the Bloom. I think we purchased it at the same time we started using it just as it came out. And they do have a deeper
Yeah,
moisturizer, like a heavier one, and I love that one. That's my favorite.
like I said, I'm still using this one because most nights I just reach for these.
Yeah, well, I don't have any of those homemade things done. I'm not very good at doing those, just don't have enough time, but I don't get them done. So I'm talking about Ningxia tonight. So I'm Judy Batten. I'm the other Judy. Um, so I'm talking about Ningxia tonight, and everyone knows about Ningxia. I think everyone here has had Ningxia once or twice, maybe. Everyone once
Once or
tried
twice
it?
a day, you mean?
Exactly. Once or twice a day. So I'm not going to go into Ningxia and all of that because, well, all of its benefits, because I think everybody knows those. I just have two probably stories about what it's done for me and my family. So this summer, we probably had the most stressful summer that I've ever had with my daughter, and it started probably in April. And when she was leaving to move to Alberta, she drove across Canada. And we were pretty stressed about it, like extremely stressed about it. So stress is not very good for you, but antioxidants are very good for stress. So they're perfect. They help heal the body. They help stress and trauma and fear and anxiety, and they're all good for all those things. So I'm pretty sure myself and my husband drank a full bottle of Ningxia the week she drove. And it really did help us. It helped keep us calm. We could feel you could feel the tension leave when we took our Ningxia out. I'm pretty sure we drank probably 2, 4, 6 ounces maybe a day. We were just drinking it right out of the bottle. But we really found it helped an awful lot. And that was the first time that I really noticed it. And I noticed when I didn't have it first thing in the morning, I had it lunchtime, I had it before bed. We were just watching her drive all across the country, when she stopped, when she backed up. And it really helped us to feel more calm. So anyway, that was probably the best thing that I've used or found with Ningxia. And then the second one is my husband has high cholesterol, and this is in no way meant to be a diagnosis or anything like that. And we have tried everything. We've done vegan diet, we've done, oh my God, he's been eating salads for years, everything. We've tried to do different things. And this summer was maybe, I guess, the beginning of the summer, I started him on Ningxia every day, and his cholesterol levels are now normal. He had his blood work done, and we eat lobster every Friday night of the summer. Every single Friday night. We didn't change his diet, and the only thing that we added in was Ningxia, and his cholesterol levels were perfect. Isn't that amazing? That's pretty cool. So, and again, it's not meant to be as a diagnosis or anything like that, but he was told not to take cholesterol medication, and we're just going to continue with Ningxia and eating lobster. So
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. So cool. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions? I don't think there's any in the chat. I'm just going to quickly check. No, nothing in the chat. Well, thank you both so much for sharing. Those were fantastic shares and testimonials. We really appreciate it. If anybody wants to add anything about their skincare routine or about Ningxia, go right ahead. And if not, we will clue up for this evening. Good.
I just want to say thank you, Judy and Judy, for sharing. It's so nice to have new people sharing on the calls. Thank you so much. And I recorded, so I'm going to send the link to everybody to share if you want to share your own call of the night.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.